Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. It's a story we all needed. Primitive War. This is the 2017 novel written by Ethan Pettis. It was also recently adapted to a film that is definitely worth checking out. The plot: they were sent in to find missing Green Beret. Instead, they found something else. Dinosaurs are loose in Vietnam, as they slaughter and maim anyone and anything. One horrifying question remains: how far can they spread? This 400-plus page book, it's a big book, is, in a couple words, a collective hoorah. It's a book that made me and many others cheer. At first, I was not sure how much I would actually enjoy the book. It does take a little bit to get going, especially after such an intense opening sequence. I still got to know and appreciate these characters and their quirks. Their issues are almost as horrible as what caused them. Everything from haunted dreams to voices in one's head. The Vietnam War took its toll on our characters, as well as countless others, in this book and in real life. Now, this is going to be a big section, but for the characters, we have the Vulture Squad team, led by Ryan Baker. He is someone who survived a horrible encounter. His captain and fellow comrades were near death or outright killed. The ones who survived, he ended up having to put out of their misery. Now, every person that is under his watch, he feels deeply responsible for. If they die to him, it's because he failed them. Leon Varnes is the explosive expert and the youngest one in the group. He's naive, but does want to fight. He eventually actually does get his chance to go home. He even meets a cute nurse, Susan, who seems interested in him. Receiving a massive injury seems inconsequential at this point. All's fair in love and war, right? Ron! Logan Stovall is the team's sniper. He suffers from an extreme case of schizophrenia and paranoia. He struggles with awful voices in his head, labeling him as a murderer and a homosexual. Not that word. A worse word.
You suck my dick and fucking like it!
It's heavy stuff. His friend, Greg Keyes, is there for him, and desperately wants to find help for him. Logan needs to receive aid and fast. Keyes has seen the horrors of man. He grew up in the Bronx. Now he is here in the jungles of Vietnam, and that part of his life pales in comparison. Eli Taylor is an alcoholic who always has a flask on him. He struggles with orders and doesn't think it's a good idea to be out there at all. I mean, come on, they're fighting dinosaurs. What the hell?
Looks you like a dinosaur freak.
The dinosaur's super freaky, stupid redneck fascist S-Vibe.
Jesus fucking Christ, lady, I was just asking is all.
Charlie Miller is heavily religious, and he and Eli disagree about the Holy Father and pearly gates. Miller stands firm when he is being tortured by the Viet Cong in a brutal sequence involving a piece of charcoal. Xavier is a medic. Later on, he tries to patch up the mess that is dinosaurs living in the 1960s. Outside of the Vulture Squad, we have Amadeus Jericho. He is a general and cold-hearted. He's the one who sent the Green Beret in there to do a recon or whatever, and then he sends the Vulture Squad because he hasn't heard back from them. He knows about the Collider and wants the Vultures to go in and destroy it. Ryan is adamant about saving one of his squad members, though, so he declines, despite the order coming straight from the general. Despite Jericho's nature and title, he does buckle and allows Ryan to go in there and save his squad member. He has other men to do it anyway, such as Bishop, Ibex, Ozzy, and Shadow, who are all Black Ops and willing to complete the task. And they all meet up eventually. Now, for the Russians, we have Andrei Wynn, who helped create the device known as the Collider. He regrets ever helping, and is a morphine addict. Trying to cope with a lot of things is kind of hard at this point. He goes through withdrawals, etc. Grigory Borodin continues the experiment. He doesn't need Andrei anymore. Borodin doesn't have many scenes in the book, but he does hover over the story, like an ominous shadow. His presence looms, and is a force not to be reckoned with. Nikita is done with it all. He knows Borodin sends people in to do his dirty work, and doesn't care if they live or die. The man only wants results. Nikita would be happy just to walk away from the war, even if he had a mark on his back. Sergei Medvedev is inexperienced in the art of killing. He keeps trying to hype himself up, but when it all comes down to it, he's just kind of a rookie. But eventually, he does become the monster of war the war always wanted him to be, after his fellow comrade Tulsi is killed. His mindset changes, and he decides he needs to slaughter for his homeland, Russia. For the Vietnamese, we have Nguyen, who is working with the Americans. He had seen what the war and the Viet Cong were capable of, and he wants to do what's best for his people. Con Nen believes the Americans are demons, who came to wipe his people out. Like I said, there's a brutal torture scene later on in the book that made me squirm. I do like that it's not just one-sided. The Americans have a hard time in the war, but so too do the Vietnamese and Russians. It explores the feelings and reactions to every party. It's really deep stuff. There is an attribute that isn't really explored after it happens. It's mentioned that it could happen, but it doesn't, where one of the characters is attacked by a Utahraptor, and they should be going after him because they have his scent, but they don't. They're strategists and will hunt you down, unless they forget to. Even then, the Utahraptors are seriously scary creatures in this book. Vicious, violent, and vile.
There's monsters out here.
The Tyrannosaurus mates are protective of each other, and especially their offspring. The female and male parent Tyrannosaur are separated for most of the book, and are trying to find their way back to each other. He paints them as actual animals, not just mindless monsters. There's a scene where the T-Rex are first introduced. It takes place at the Vulture Squad base camp. They just have their tent set up, and one of the characters, I think it's Xavier, who is an expert tracker, sees it, and he tries to warn everyone. That part had me at the edge of my seat. The Deinonychus are ravenous pests. They attack as a pack, and are there to maim and mutilate. Our characters get seriously messed up by them. The Caprosuchus are in a scene where the characters get attacked by them while they're on a raft. They are initially after a pack of Triceratops, but the humans are easier targets. They were changed to Spinosaurus in the film. Caprosuchus are pretty cool though, and are even more crocodilian than the Spinosaurus up here. The Quetzalcoatlus have an intense scene with the Russians. They impale their prey with their piercing beak, and slurp up their intestines with their slippery tongue. Nasty stuff. Speaking of the nasty stuff, for the gore, mangled bodies, sickle claws slicing down right through flesh like it's paper tissue, bodies torn apart like Play-Doh, munched man, it's a damn massacre. During the climax, some guy is literally picked up by the Utahraptor, sliced down, it gets caught around his midsection, then it just tears him in half. Badass, but sad. The book doesn't hold back on the brutality, and I'm so glad the book didn't shy away from it, nor did the film. Overall, with an ode to Michael Crichton and a respect for dino horror, as well as the Vietnam veterans who were actually a part of the war, it all elevates itself to a much higher status than just dumb fun. It's ruthless in its attempts to put you right in the character's shoes. It's got a great pace, and the action never stops. Highly recommended. That's going to do it for this video, guys. You've been watching The Horror Shark, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page, support me on Patreon. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.